This is Cetec ERP. Cetec is a permission-based ERP with easy-to-access divided areas of work. It's easy to use, but it's versatile enough to grow with you. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to move an order through Cetec. Click on Sales and a new quote. We're going to add in our customer, Allied Engineering, and click OK. And let's say our customer would like to order part 2218. We have a lead time of 4 weeks, and our customer would like to order 10 parts, but they'd also like to know how much it costs to order 50 parts and 100 parts. So we add in our part. And then we edit for our dates. We're going to have it arrive at our customer on the 27th. And we're going to ship it out a week before. We're going to build. And we're going to add in our different price points for 50 and 100. And then we're going to click OK. Now, as you can see, it came up with the same price for all three, and that's because that's our default price. It's the last price that was charged on an invoice for that part. So we're going to check our prices and make sure that they're correct for each amount. And as you can see on the BOM sheet, it shows all the information you need for your quote, shows the amount for each part that's used, and how much you have available, so you know whether or not you need to order material. Shows you how much your price is for the material per unit, which would be in this case inches, and then for each group that we want to quote. It also shows you your labor amounts. Your labor amounts are based on your per hour machine rates, along with your overhead rate that you've put in previously, based on the labor plan that you've also put in previously, which adds up also the minutes that it would take for that labor plan. So we're going to check our prices. And at this point, you can add in and change the prices based on margin or markup. But we're just going to use our labor plan roll-up and put in our prices. And also our lead times. And we're going to transfer it to our quote. Now we had 130 minutes that we needed to look to see, make sure that we have time on our schedule before the 20th to fit it in. So we're going to go to our schedule and look by location. And as you can see, we have more than enough time to fit that part in. So we know we've got enough material, we know we have enough time, but depending on how your company works, you may need to send it to purchasing to review in case you need to order material or you don't have enough on hand or your prices have changed. Also, you can send it to engineering to review your labor plan. Let's say we've done all that. Those people have said, this is great, perfect quote. We're going to go ahead and send it out in an email to our customer. Now on your quote, it'll have your company name, and this is what you can add in or have your quote look like, depending on what you want to put in your header. Let's say that our customer says, oh, I really like the price for 50, so I would like to change to 50. So we just go in, We change our primary price to the 50 that they agreed to. And as you can see, it changed the quantity and the price. And we'll add in their PO number. And then we'll just commit the order. And right away, we're going to go to the warehouse, release it to the warehouse so that when the time comes, you can have a worker who's assigned to get the material to the people who need to have it. And you can see that Teresa now has that on her list of things to do for the 20th. Then we'll go back to our quote or to our work order. And we'll schedule it. When you schedule, you can schedule forwards or backwards. In this case, the parts can be completed in one day, so both are the same day, but you can set the work start date to anything you would like. We're going to go ahead and reschedule it backwards. And you can see it fills in when it will fit in the earliest time. Now let's say that because it says you have to start on the 19th, well, maybe then we want to change the date that we want it. Let's say we move it to start on the 19th, and we'll reschedule it forwards from there so that it all gets completed in one day rather than dividing it up. And there it is on the 19th. If you would like, you can change your scheduling by clicking and moving it, or by typing in when you want a certain area to start, if you think that it applies better for your business that way. And we can check to see how it fits in with the overall schedule as well. And as you can see, it filled in for the 19th. So let's say it's the 19th and it's time for our people to start work on it. They're going to move it from pre-release to in process. And the first thing they're going to do is pick the material. So they click on line 1, pick all lines. If there's enough in your first area where you have it stored, it will pick it all from there. If not, it'll pick it from different lines. And if you need to overpick, you can do that. We'll update. And as you can see now, that's been done. So we move to the next area, which is to work. So we're going to start logging work for line 1. At the bottom, you can see our work plan. This is our labor plan with all of our areas. We're going to work through the first 3 areas pretty quickly. There's 2 ways that you employees can log their work. They can log it by actual time, or they can simply sign in how much time they did and how many parts they completed. Let's say your saw guy says, I did work for 60 minutes. I did make 50 pieces, which was what he was supposed to do. And he moves it along to machine number 2. Now, machine number 2 is supposed to take 170 minutes, and your machine worker also didn't think to clock in, so they're going to go ahead and just say, oh, it took me 150 minutes because I was working pretty fast. I was rushing along, and I did make 50 pieces. It'll show that his actual time was less than his estimated time. And let's say then he moves it along to your inspection. Your inspection says, oh, it took me 10 minutes to check those 50 pieces because I'm a super fast worker. And it will show that he is also under. He's going to move it to the next, which is shipping, which should take 10 minutes. And your shipping guy, he remembered to actually clock in. He put in that it was not that it was a setup because it's a non-recurring time. And he's going to start his work. Cetec keeps a timer for how long it's taking him to complete that work. So let's say he's doing his shipping, he gets 50 of them, put into a box, and gets it all signed up, proper labels, and he stops work. And it'll show how much of that minute he actually worked. You can see it by seconds, if you would prefer, or by hours. So we're going to take it back to minutes. So all of our labor is completed. So it's time now for us to invoice and ship. So we're going to mark it as completed. And you can either ship an invoice from here or from here. So we're going to go ahead and click invoice. We're going to add in our freight. Let's say it's $50. And we're going to fully ship. We'll update our invoice. And as you can see, it includes automatically the amount to relieve from your inventory. And we'll create our invoice. And to send your invoice, you have all these choices for the headers. And this is what it would look like. Let's say that we don't want to have quantity open on there. So we would just click on that set columns. And with our change, it's now gone. We can also create our packing slip from here and any traceability documents that we need. Here's our packing slip. And let's say that our customer is super fast and they have already sent in our payment now. So we're going to click Take Payment. And the order that we just completed was for $442. So say that that is with the check that they sent in. And click check. It automatically fills in the applied value. And we're going to update it. Now, as you can see, it automatically included that payment because it was the exact amount. If they send in a payment that includes several different invoices, you simply click the box that's to be included in the invoice, and it'll apply it towards those payments. And then we're going to complete our payment. And that's how easy it is